Hello, everyone. My name's Mary Newstrom. I'm a shamanic practitioner. I want to tell you a little bit about my background. I have been interested in metaphysical, multi-dimensions, spirituality since a little child. And I was very curious. I would go to the library with my library card in my hand and pick out all the books about multi-dimensional things. And at that time, it was the Bermuda Triangle. And I became an expert at that. I would also pick out books like Ripley's Believe It or Not. And that really spurred my interest of what was going on. Why were people going into different dimensions? As time went on and I grew up and then I went off to college, my spirit guide came to me in a dream. His name is Sina. I named my healing practice after him. He's all excited about that. And that was in the 80s. So I have been working with spirit guides, doing shamanic work, healing work for a long time. I also was attuned to Reiki 1 at that time. And that was well before that it was really popular. What came out of the messages with my spirit guide at that time was really to work on myself first before I could go and work with other people. And I did that. Through the 80s, continued to work on myself, finished college, went off and had a career, did community organizing. In the 90s, I started working with my mentor, Louis Piper. And she helped me deepen my work. And she taught me how to do my first shamanic journey. And I still remember doing that journey in her bookstore in St. Paul. At that time too, I was really searching where a connection for my spirituality, where I fit in. And I was kind of perplexed because I knew that I was really connected to nature and spirituality around nature, but really couldn't find the connection because I had not been introduced to shamanism yet. Started traveling, started working in a nonprofit. I worked in a corporation, went on and got my master's degree and my PhD. And what happened was in 2015, had the opportunity to go to Peru and work with Shipibo shamans. And at that point, I jumped on it. And when I arrived and met them, I knew I had found my place. And I've been going back every year, working with them, deepening my shamanic practice. What came out of that experience, though, was to really come back here to the States and first start a healing practice. Start a healing practice doing shamanic healing, but also to launch my shamanic school called Spirit Flow Shamanic Study for Women. And I'm so excited about all of that. What's happened is with a little bit about shamanic healing, what you could expect if you get a healing from a shamanic practitioner is to really, it's an opportunity for me as a healer to clear any blockages, rebalance and charge your chakras, but also I'm able to, if you have any energy that's attached to you that's holding you back, to be able to release that. If you have some soul essences that you've left places along the way, I'm able to do soul retrievals. And you're going to feel more whole after getting a shamanic healing, more lighter, possibly lighter, and just really totally relaxed. And so that's shamanic healing that you can expect. Some people, when they have the healing too, get downloads, they're taken on a journey, or they just go into total relaxation. And it's really it's so individual for everyone. But I really hope you would try it sometime. Sometimes people ask me, where is shamanism practiced or where it comes from? Now, the word shamanism actually comes from the Tungus word in Siberia, meaning one who sees or one who knows. And that was really a term that researchers, Michael Harner, you might be familiar with him, he's written a couple books, Michael Harner coined to really lump in people that have magical powers. So sometimes we hear about medicine men, medicine women, witches, and other types of people that have magical powers, they've been lumped into the term shamanism. So just saying that, you know that shamanism is practiced everywhere, and it has been practiced everywhere all the time. What I tell people that are working with me is that because it's been practiced everywhere in the world, if you are working with me, you more than likely have a shaman in your family history, your family lineage. And how spectacular is that? How exciting is that? So it is practiced everywhere. Has been, each area has its influences on shamanism, but there are some things that are particularly common in shamanism. The main thing with all the different shamanic practices is that the shaman enters into a different dimension. So when I'm doing my work, particularly healing work, I am going into a different dimension, working with my guides and your guides so that I have access to seeing where the energy's stuck, what soul essences need to be retrieved, and so on. So that's the key thing that is really a core aspect of shamanism everywhere. But it's practiced and therefore taught everywhere, which is so exciting because it makes us just that much more connected to everyone in the world. Shamanic ceremonies are really everything that we do in life. You could have a ceremony cooking your dinner, being mindful as you cook your dinner. But most people don't think of a ceremony like that. A shamanic ceremony, like I said, can be anything. It can be paying attention, being present. You're making your life a ceremony. You're making your day a ceremony. One particular type of ceremony that I want to highlight right now is a fire ceremony. And that's where the community gets together, builds a big bonfire, and what it is it's a release. So an individual would come to that ceremony, may bring their drum or rattle, the community's drumming and rattling, which is a way to move into a different dimension, meet your guides, connect with other people, connect with your spirit guides. So as you're drumming, what you're doing is raising your vibrational level. And a fire ceremony is then symbolically, you would then release. So you're gonna maybe throw in something that symbolically is removing what no longer serves you. And that's really what a ceremony is all about. Being mindful, being present, most importantly, doing it with intention. So let's say you create something that is representing something that you want to get rid of, that's holding you back, and you would then throw it into the flames, and the flames would carry it up to the heavens. And that would be a release, and that would be a ceremony. And fire ceremonies are very common, but there's other types of ceremonies as well that I do with individuals that work with me. I do water ceremonies, and it's putting what you want to release or what you want to have come into your life on a piece of paper and putting that into the water. And as it dissolves, it's once again carrying those wishes into the other worlds to bring back to you. Many times people come to me and they're wondering, what is shamanic journey? What that is it's learning how to connect with your spiritual guides, your guiding spirits, your guardian angels or spirit guides, your power animals, totems, and also how to connect with the spirit of plants. I teach people how to do shamanic journey. And so it's learning how to go into the different dimensions. With shamanism, there's three main dimensions. That's called non-ordinary reality. And so what we have is the first one, which is in the upper world. And if you have never journeyed before, the best way to think about the upper world is kind of like a heaven or crystal city, something like that. When you actually journey, it'll become much clearer. And it might not look exactly like that, but that'll give you an idea. And that's where we usually meet our guides in human form. And then the lower world in the middle of the earth is very earthy. It could be a nature scene, it could be mountains or lake or prairie. It's just so individual. But that's when we meet our guides in animal form. And in the middle world here, this is where we interact with the spirits of plants and trees. And shamanic journeying is really learning the skills to access those realms. And the reason why you'd want to access those realms is the guiding spirits that are there, they're your team. That's what I call my group, they're the team. They're the team working here, and they're your number one fans. They want you to be successful. They want you to have things that you want, but you got to ask them. And the best way is to be able to communicate with them is to know how to journey, how to access their information, and then also to understand what they're saying. What are the stories? A lot of times they won't be communicating like this. They'll show you a picture. And what does that picture mean? And through time and experience of developing the skill of shamanic journeying, you will gain a deeper understanding and appreciation who's on your team, what they offer, and how they're going to communicate with you so that you can take that information and manifest things into this world. When I work with people, it's not just, here's the journey, go figure it out yourself. I work with you to really understand the interpretation of it and then manifest it into this world. One of the things that I got from my team is to start a school for shamanic studies. And I've done that. It's called Spirit Flow Shamanic Study for Women. It's a multi-year program. I'm so excited about it. And it's the first year really is for the women that are interested in shamanism, interested in nature, to come in and learn what that means. And what it means is seeing how we're all interconnected. Not just you and I, but with our animals, with the spirits of the plants, with the trees, even the chair that you're sitting on. We are all in this together. Shamanism teaches us that. Through my program, you will develop a deeper connection to your group of guiding spirits in human form, in animal form, with plant form. And the Spirit Flow takes individuals through those steps of developing who's on my team, how do I communicate with my guardian angels, spirit guides, what does it mean, how do I interpret the messages, and then goes deeper. We go deeper with that program. What is your soul's purpose here? And then how can you manifest that? How can you help and be a good citizen, help other people? And it might be meaning being the best soccer mom that you can be. Or it might mean opening up your own healing practice or a shamanic school like this. I'm here to help you take it to the next step. That first year is really diving deeper into who you are, your skills, understanding how you can connect with the plants, the birds, your guides. In year 2, 3, we go deeper into shamanic healing. I will teach you all those. The third one is much more complicated healing practices, such as spirit release and soul retrieval. And then the 4th year is an apprenticeship. Now, each year you have a chance to opt in, meaning you can come for the first year, and if you've gotten what you need, that's okay. If you decide you want to keep going deeper, that's okay too. You will be joining a vibrant, dynamic group of women if you join Spirit Flow. We meet every other month for a full day-long workshop, learning shamanic techniques and journeying, but we come together as a community. And then the months we don't meet, we do a check-in over Zoom because you go home with things to practice. And, do what you can. If you're busy and you don't have time to practice, that's okay. Once a month, I bring all the different levels of Spirit Flow together at a Sunday gathering. For 90 minutes, we do check-ins, and that's over Zoom. We break into small groups. You will be joining a vibrant community of spiritually aware women that want to raise the vibration of the world. I hope you consider joining us. I'd love to have you.